me do it like a test. Okay. Recording in progress. Should we just trust it? It has worked the past two times I tried it, so I think we'll just
Hopefully.
trust it.
It told me the same thing. It was in recording in progress. So,
Okay. Cool, cool. Um, so I guess just to start, I wanted to do this because I listened to a podcast about interviewing your parents. Um, and like I think I told you on the phone a couple days ago because you kind of just see your parent as the role they play in your life instead of a whole person.
mhm.
And so, I don't know. Thought it'd be a cool exercise to get to know you better and I don't know, maybe a practice run to interview other people as well. So,
Okay.
so where do you want to start?
I
A birth, I guess.
guess so.
I mean, because I don't know, your parents shape you, so your start is kind of even before you're born. If you, I guess we could talk about your parents. Who were your parents?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask me questions then, and I'll try and answer.
So, um, okay, I don't know, like what, um, your parents' personalities, how do you feel like they affected you during childhood specifically?
Their personalities, how did they affect me? Um, I was a little scared of my dad. He was a little rough. We knew we couldn't get away with anything.
Yeah.
And he he was the enforcer for sure. Like if we were told to do the dishes, he would make sure we did them.
Really?
Things like yeah. And my mom seems like she was just super consistent. Like she always made us breakfast. She always cooked dinner. We always had green salad at dinner.
Did you eat it?
Everyone would eat everything else first, and then everyone would eat the green salad. It
As a
was like,
punishment at the end.
no, we always liked him really.
Oh,
I didn't
good.
like when she put cut up avocados in them at first. Took me a while to get used to the texture, but she almost always had avocado in them. It seemed like she loved avocados. But
Hmm. I didn't know that.
yeah, so she was very consistent and quiet.
Hmm.
Like she didn't throw fits or she didn't criticize us. She didn't praise us a whole bunch either, but she didn't criticize us. I Another thing is my parents never compared us. It didn't seem like
To each other or to
bad
kids
to
outside of the family?
both to
Yeah.
each other or yeah. So
Hmm.
in that way, I guess I felt like we didn't have to compete with one another because of comparisons or something. We probably compared ourselves to each other somewhat though. Like
Hmm.
I think we all got better grades because we were all comparing ourselves to each other that way and things like that, pretty
Yeah.
much. So,
I think sibling rivalries are kind of inevitable, at least to some
yeah.
extent.
Yeah. When I was a baby, John did not like me there. Of
Yeah.
course, I don't remember, but I remember telling my mom telling me that. And one time he scratched my face up, and
Uh,
I don't have scars anymore though. But for a long time, I had the marks on my face, and I'm
oh,
sure
really?
she's bad, and but that's just sometimes sibling rivalry, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think you all competed in grades because your parents put an emphasis on grades, or was it just something you guys were curious about? Were you guys just into school, I guess?
I don't think we knew any other way than to be into school. At least some of us. I know some of my siblings, it might have been a little bit different, but for the most part, I think most of us, if we had homework, we did homework. But I think it might have been more of a cultural thing too, because back in the time, that time, and it could have been like you always have math homework, right? So if we had a demanding math teacher, then you just learned to do homework. And we had the same math teacher ninth through 12th grade. And you got homework every night and you did it. And if you couldn't
Yeah.
figure out a problem, you came in early and got help from him, and he was always there. And so I don't know if it was because I'm sure there were kids that didn't do their schoolwork,
Mhm.
but I don't know. That was just what we did. We didn't, I mean, sometimes I would get tempted to not do it, but no, you did your schoolwork. Forcing not to have your schoolwork done when you went to school.
Hmm. So
So
did you feel like it was kind of a strict household or a strict was like the school strict or was the household strict or both? Or was it not strict? I don't know.
I don't feel like it was super strict.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
just kind of cultural to behave and obey, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It was easy to feel embarrassed if you didn't, I guess. It's part of
Hmm.
it. So if you got a bad grade on something, it was so embarrassing.
That might have
Oh,
just been for
everyone
you.
else.
Maybe that was just you and you're projecting that onto everyone else. Maybe that's why you got good grades.
I feel like Carrie was the same way, but she never got a bad grade, I don't think. And
Yeah.
Jackie, she got good grades. Angie was less studious for sure. So not have bothered her as much.
That's
So
funny.
I really don't know. I just remember feeling that way. So
Mm. So, what would you say your personality was like in, let's say, between birth and 10 years old? And did it change?
I got progressively more shy, I think.
Mm.
And it was early on in my life. I don't think I was super shy, but I got progressively more shy as I went through high school. And then I kind of peaked, maybe. Then I got a little less shy later on.
Like in
But,
college, I guess.
well, it took me a little while. Maybe it wasn't even, maybe it was just the different, because going to a small school can be good, but it also can be hard because everyone has known you since first grade and they don't let you out of your mold. Like,
Hmm.
so in college, it was a little different because they didn't know that you were the one that was so shy, you know, so maybe
Yeah.
that helped, but I was still pretty shy in college.
Mm.
Um, I feel like I always liked to be doing something. So I had a lot of adventures and things, which I had a lot of freedom to do that sort of thing. I'm just thinking about it right now. Like, even as little kids, when we lived in Haley, I lived
Mhm.
in Haley just until I was 6 or 7. depending on how you counted it, because in the winter we were in Shoshone and summer in Haley the last 2 years. But
Hmm.
we really had two boundaries. You couldn't go to the busy highway, you couldn't go to the river, and anything in between, we really just had freedom to do pretty much anything we wanted to do. So we'd get up early, leave the house, and we were gone and wandering around all over the place through the, down in the trees and creek and chasing squirrels. And
Yeah.
oh, the other thing was we weren't supposed to crawl into culverts.
Yeah.
So,
But you weren't supervised, making sure you weren't crawling into culverts, I guess.
oh, no, we weren't, because grandma couldn't be out there with us all the time. She had little kids,
Yeah.
and we were all super close together. And I think that might have shaped us a little bit also,
Hmm.
because she really couldn't supervise us as much. So,
Yeah. Probably gave you like a sense of independence from a young age, I guess.
yeah, I think so. So,
That's good. Um, are there any interests that you still have today that you discovered having as a child? I guess even as a teenager.
yeah, I was the one who was always, um, if everyone else was playing in the house, I was usually out by myself outside doing something. I was the
Hmm.
one who walked all over the Shoshone place, and I still am outdoors a lot. So probably that. Um,
Did because you you memorize a lot of like scientific names for plants and animals. Did interest in that start when you were a kid? Like you probably weren't memorizing the scientific names, but or are you trying to at least recognize like the common names of plants and animals and stuff?
I think so. Grandma bought a book when I don't know how old I was. It's um maybe a teenager, Weeds of the West. I have it here.
Oh, really? The same book? The same.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
So
cool.
she bought it, and it has had all the plants in it with their common names and stuff.
Hmm.
I think she was interested also, but I was interested in the
Hmm.
names. So I remember going up to Stanley once, and we had our book,
Hmm.
and we were identifying wildflowers. I remember one in particular. It was the monkey flower, and we used to call Angie Monkey. So it's so funny.
She's like, what? It's my flower.
Yeah, it was a little yellow flower by the creek, I think. So yeah, and I was always interested in animals also. I remember the first time I saw deer on the Haley place, I thought that was so cool to see deer. It's just exciting to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it's
So
exciting.
one thing that you might think is super weird is one time I don't even know how old I was. I was pretty young, but I had a BB gun when I was 10 or 11. So I shot a sparrow and then I tried to dissect it. Worked very
Wow.
well since I didn't have a sharp enough knife.
Oh
But I
no.
see what was, because I always wondered how things worked, and I always had these ideas of how they worked, and but I would never ask anyone. I was just trying to figure it out on my own. So I was going to figure it out.
And your parents were like, we need to keep an eye on her.
They never really, it seemed like my parents never really tried to. um, culture specific interests, but they never thwarted you from being interested in something either. So
Mhm.
even though when I wanted to do athletics, I wanted to play baseball when I was 8. They didn't have any girls' teams, so I had to try out for a boys' team. They didn't say anything. They never said one word how that was kind of weird or anything. They
Yeah.
just made me. I just had to ride my bike all the way there and all the way home. So
Mm.
I had to kind of take care of it myself. I had to really want to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Huh. So they were, I think that's a cool thing that they did then. If they never discouraged you or I don't know, they kind of let life teach you what you liked and disliked and what you were willing to give to go to a baseball or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like they really did. Yeah,
Mm.
they didn't try to shape us. It didn't seem like
Yeah.
even in church things, they weren't preachy or anything ever. Even grandma, who was definitely a converted person, she
Uh-huh.
wasn't ever. She just, you could just tell she believed it. So,
Yeah. Um, and they both seem like lifelong learners, at least in my eyes, because grandma was always reading books, it seemed like, and Papa's still very curious about how things work and going down to this place or that place to check things out. To
yeah,
yeah.
that's why when he had his surgery and he wasn't asking why all the time. It was kind of weird. It was concerning because he'd always been so interested, but that's actually coming back. I think he's
Yeah. Maybe he was
doing
just too tired to care.
or didn't feel well enough or a little bit depressed with everything. So
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you had a nice childhood. Is that what you would say?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
that's good. Um, well, you mentioned the Weeds of the West book. Were there any other influential books or movies or music from before, well, let's say before college?
Um, no movies, I don't think. There were some books that I read over and over. Most of them were outdoor adventure type books, kid books.
Hmm.
Um, one thing that grandma did once is I think we lived in Shoshone, but I don't remember. There was an art fair in Ketchum or Sun Valley, and she took just me to it,
Hmm.
looked through all of it, and we bought some little drawings of animals that someone had done, some realistic drawings. And I think she let me pick them out. And I don't know what happened to them. They're probably in her stuff somewhere, but she could tell that I like to draw. And I did draw quite a bit back then. And so I guess that was one time when she kind of cultured an interest, by taking me to that art fair.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it was a shared interest, right?
Yeah.
Same with the weeds of the West.
And one other thing might be that um, I don't really like Louis L'Amour books anymore, but one summer I spent with grandma in Haley, and we bought, I don't know how many Louis L'Amour books, and we'd change the water, and then we'd go back and read our Louis L'Amour books. And we'd trade them. I'd read one, she'd read the other, and we'd trade them, and then we'd go get another one. And We did that a lot that summer.
Was it just you and her there, or
Was.
And so the rest of your siblings were with your dad?
Yeah, they were in Shoshone. He was running the Shoshone place, and Grandma and I were running the Haley place.
Wow. I can't imagine that. That just sounds insane to me.
I know. I think they didn't see any other option because previous to that, we all went to Haley. But my
Hmm.
dad's cousin lived in a single wide across the road from Papa's house now, and he
Hmm.
and his wife would run the Shoshone place in the summer. Then
Uh-huh.
we'd go back to Shoshone in the winter for school and everything. But then he left, and I don't think he could find anyone to do it. And so they were kind of in a tight spot. And so it was a great summer for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it
But
just sounds wild to have two separate farms. What was it, like 70 miles away from each other?
something like that. Carrie did do the cooking for
Oh,
the rest
really?
of the family. So probably shaped her also because she did the cooking.
Yeah.
And Grandma and I, we just read books.
And
We
move
weren't too
pipes.
worried about eating anything fancy. So
Yeah.
they had two houses in Haley. The one that we lived in when we were younger, and then that summer we lived in the other one that had been a rental. Now we just had a mattress on the floor, and it had some kitchen things, but that's where we stayed during the week, and then we go home on the weekends and to show.
And you didn't, I guess you probably didn't find it weird at the time. Because I find it very weird. Just not that it's
Yeah,
bad, it's just that it's just I don't know. I can't imagine myself in that situation, how stressed I'd be.
no, I wasn't. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was weird. I don't think
Hmm.
so.
Were there any like if there weren't any movies or I guess there were some books, but were there any like current events that you remember vividly from childhood, like I don't know, national news or anything? You're too young to remember the moon landing because you were like one or something.
Yeah,
But
I don't remember that. I remember the when the space shuttle exploded.
were you in college?
I don't. How old would I have been? I don't remember. I just remember them seeing it on TV over and over again on different TVs, and at school they showed it. Because I think that because there was a teacher in it,
Hmm.
they brought the TVs into the classes, and we were all watching, and we all saw it like live.
Yeah, I've
And
heard a lot of people say that that was a really big moment from childhood. It must have been shocking.
yeah, it was just I don't think we could completely understand it though.
Yeah.
Um, we always knew who the president was. I remember in elementary school, everyone acted like Jimmy Carter was so dumb. I don't know. I mean, it was just in our community. I think people kind of had a lot of the same political views. So we'd hear the same, or they'd hear the same thing from their parents, and then the kids would talk about it.
Yeah. But it was a little more civil than today's
Yeah,
politics.
no, I don't think the adults talked about it that much to each other. I never remember it. Um, we didn't watch sports on TV, so I learned about sports at school. I thought that there were only two baseball teams, the Yankees and the Dodgers, for a long time because those are the only ones I'd heard of. Basketball, it was just the Lakers and the Celtics. They're the only ones
Mhm.
I knew about.
Yeah.
Um, but we played sports at recess every day.
Mhm.
I did at least. I don't know if all probably not all the girls.
Yeah. All the
I
girls were playing
did.
football.
um,
Hmm.
Another thing that we did growing up that I just thought about was we went to my grandparents' house. They lived in Twin Falls, and we'd go there on Sundays. And they had a, I thought their house was big, and I know that they took very, very good care of their house and their yard and their garden. So we were
Hmm.
very try not to make a mess. But I went by their house a few years ago, and it was kind of small.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of a small house.
Huh. It's
But
still there, I guess.
yeah, it is still there. They
Hmm.
were pretty serious folks, but sometimes they were think something was funny and we'd have a good laugh. But because they were so particular about their place, one time we thought we'd play a practical joke on my grandma. So we took it was a soda can and it looked like it had a spill around it, but it was just fake.
Uh-huh.
So we put it on her nice um, wooden furniture.
Did it work?
She didn't react as much as we hoped she would,
Yeah. Hmm.
but we
And
thought it was going to be so funny, and don't even remember where we got that thing, but they were a pretty big part of our lives. Our
Hmm.
grandparents were. They actually went in with Papa and bought the Haley place, and so he had to buy them out. So they would come up to Haley a lot early on too.
Hmm.
So
So your whole childhood, you would spend time with them often?
yeah, yeah, we saw them at least once a month. Then when we were in Shoshone and they were in Twin, probably more. We had a few cousins that would come up from Ely, Nevada that would come up for holidays also. We would always be really excited to see our cousins. They were pretty
Mhm.
much the only cousins that we had a lot to do with, though. And there were just three of them. Two Patty, remember Patty?
Was she at the Shoshone house this past June? Is that
Yeah,
Patty? Okay.
Patty. I guess she probably goes by Patricia now, but her and then her younger sister Pam and her younger brother Robert. So
Hmm. They are Eldon's kids?
yeah, yeah, Eldon's kids.
Took me a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we were pretty close with them, even though we probably only saw them on holidays. Then Papa's older brother Kay, we hardly ever saw his kids. I probably saw his his two older daughters have passed away. His younger daughter, she's older than John, and I probably saw her when she was a teenager. I've never seen her since then. So,
Hmm. Hmm. So
but
it's just hard to keep in touch, I guess.
I guess I never tried. I never thought about it.
Hmm. Well, didn't they live in Oklahoma or something?
Yeah, she's in Oklahoma somewhere.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Well, so Zoom is saying, I don't know if it's saying it on your end, but it says our meeting will end in 10 minutes. So,
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say that on this
so
one.
we might have to do a part two. But I guess we can go for like 10 more minutes or so.
Okay.
Um, so did you know you wanted to be a teacher like before you went to college, or is that something you discovered in college?
I think I just did it because I didn't know what else to do.
Uh,
I really think that's it. I had no idea of other options. I wasn't even, I guess, a lot of things, I wasn't even that confident that I could do them. I don't know why I wasn't too confident in my academic abilities because I'd always gotten decent grades, but I was afraid I wouldn't do well, I think, in some classes. So I don't know. I just stuck with that. So I think now I can look back and I think it helped right with raising a family and so forth. But yeah, I didn't really choose it. I just happened. So
Well, I don't know. And maybe, at least from my perspective, you're very knowledge oriented and observant. And so that kind of sets you up to be a good teacher because you retain a lot of knowledge, it seems like.
I really liked my subjects.
Yeah.
I was excited about I wasn't excited about everything in biology. Some of it I thought was like but like anatomy and physiology, I was pretty excited about those and excited to teach those things. But as far as being the hard nosed disciplinarian type, I just there was me. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's half the job probably of being a teacher.
yeah,
Maybe
my
more
only
than half.
uh, my strategy was just keep them busy
Yeah.
because if there was a holiday or something and didn't do a lot before the holiday, the kids were rowdy and stuff. That drove me crazy. I much preferred the days when we were busy and learning and taking notes and talking, about the subjects. But
Yeah. Hmm. So I guess I haven't really asked you about college. You did a lot of the college sports, but like what else did you do in college, I guess? Just study?
pretty much,
Yeah.
I didn't much else. I wasn't very good at being social. I
Hmm.
had a few friends in college, but I was probably lucky I was doing sports in college because by doing sports in college, I was um, had a peer group, and people to hang out with, and we hung out on the weekends almost every weekend, going to different sports events and traveled together and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Well,
but
that sounds almost better than like in today's day and age, if you don't have a group and you probably just sit in your dorm and watch Netflix. But at
right,
least you were forced to just hang out with people.
yeah, we had our schedule too. We had to get our classes done in the morning. We went to practices in the afternoon, and at CSI, the whole floor that I was on, there were only two floors on the dorm that were women's, but the whole floor I was on was just student athletes. And so we even lived in the same place. So,
Mhm.
and most of them, there were some I really liked, some I didn't know as well, but some. people that I was able to associate with just because we were on teams together, and I probably would have been a little too shy to have met very many people otherwise. So
Do you keep in touch with anyone from college? Or...
no, but
I don't
but
either, except
ran
Melissa.
into I ran into a lady in the temple. She was sitting in the foyer, and I think I told you, didn't I? I ran into.
You might have, yeah.
Okay, well, she was on the track team at Utah State, and she also played volleyball for Ricks. So we'd played against each other because CSI always played Ricks in volleyball and basketball. She was also on the basketball team, I think. Yeah, she said she was. So she and I had done all three sports.
Uh-huh.
Ricks and I was at CSI, so we were competing against each other. But then we ended up on the same track team at Utah State. But I saw her in the temple a couple months ago. It's like, Kathy? And she said, "Are you my cousin?" Oh,
Like, how
well,
else would you
maybe.
know me?
Like,
That's
you look
funny.
a lot like what my cousins look like. I guess she has dark hair too, but anyway, we went out to dinner with them last Saturday and caught up on things and remembered some of the things from Utah State track that there were some pretty fun things that happened traveling as the team. Our coach was like really fun and always up for something crazy, and it was, yeah, it was pretty good. It was, I was lucky that I could do sports, I think.
That's
So
cool.
yeah.
I think the time's about to expire. Do you want to try to do another meeting and then just have it in two parts, or would you want to continue another day?
um I don't know, whatever you think.
I mean,
I'm good.
I think we're rolling, so let me just end this meeting and then we can do another one, if that's okay.
Send the link again.
Yeah, I'll send you another link.
Okay, thank you.